Hi everybody, it's Lisa. Welcome back. Today on camera, I'm going to do days 8 and 9. Day 8 is painted pages and day 9 is patchwork parts. I'm going to do it on these two pages. On this page, I'm going to put down some acrylic gesso, and while it's drying, I'm going to work on the other page. So I have a plan here to do a little hand-drawn bird with watercolor. So if I want the watercolor to show up against this brown paper, I'm putting down some acrylic gesso. Acrylic gesso is probably better for acrylic paints, but I prefer to use watercolor. So that's while this is drying. Just used my finger. Let me clean off my hand a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do the patchwork. So I thought I would take some scraps out of my little basket and make even patchwork on these pages. I have somewhere, if I can find it. Okay, I found it. This is a 1.5 inch block, I believe, 1 1/4. And I'm going to make some patchwork. It's going to be real difficult, let me tell you. All I am going to do is trace and cut out. I know there's other ways I can do it, but I am choosing to do it this way. And I'm going to just, this is just a piece of fodder paper. I got to do a video on making fodder. Fodder is just taking scrap paper and inking it, stamping it, painting it, and then using it later for collage art. So in the future, I will do a video on that. I'm going to make I think I'm going to make a 6 patch, yeah. So I'm going to make a 6 patch block here. So I got my 3 here, and then I'm going to pair it with 3 here. So I'm going to whiz through this part and cut it out because you might get bored of just seeing me do this part, and I'll be right back. Hi guys, I'm back. So I cut out my little squares, and I'm going to lay it down on the paper and add one of my signature birdies on top. I'm running out of birdies, and I want the bird to face that way because when I do this side of the paper, the bird's going to face that way so they can look at each other. I'm going to go ahead and use some Mod Podge. So I hope everybody is doing well. I filmed a lot last week on the challenge, and it was actually a little bit too much for me to do all the filming and editing. The editing sometimes can take hours and hours at a time, especially if I do voiceover. So I did a short of some of the finished pages, and this one won't be a short, but is going to be easier for me to edit because I am not going to be making so many cuts like I normally do. I'm going to keep actually some of my, I just plan on doing less editing. Let's just put it that way. Less editing helps to get the video up faster. And truthfully, it's not like I have a ton of views. I have a very small audience. So it's a no-brainer for me, actually. So there we go. That's the first layer. And here's the second. I have been having a lot of fun doing the challenge because it's holding me accountable to create every day. And that's kind of like what I need, because I can tend to get lazy, and this holds me more accountable. And actually makes me feel better when I do stuff like this. So there's that. I did grab some washi tape. I thought I'd also decorate a little bit with washi. I'm going to put it down here. I don't know about you, but most of my washi tape, even the new stuff, just doesn't stick well. I always have to use glue. Always. And I don't care who's the manufacturer of it. It just could be better. Doesn't stick that great. Though I love the appearance of washi. It's really pretty. So here's something that if anybody's actually watching and listening, I had a brain MRI today because I feel that there might be something wrong with me. So I went to my doctor and told him my specific concerns, and he ordered this brain MRI. So I'm kind of curious to see what the results are. I'm a little bit freaked out about it, to tell you the truth. If I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little freaked out. But sometimes you got to go there, you know. Sometimes you got to open Pandora's box and see if there's anything wrong. And maybe there's nothing wrong with me. But what I specifically noticed, so when I do thumbnails, when I'm in a video, and I do a thumbnail where I'm holding the project and you see my face on camera, you know, like in the thumbnail, I noticed that a lot of times the left side of my face is not as dominant as my right, and that my left eye is actually smaller when I smile. And it's something I've learned to overcompensate for if I know that, like, I'm doing a thumbnail and I might smile more broadly or open my left eye more because I'm conscious of this happening. But that's why I'm going, because my right side of the face looks a little bit more dominant. So there you go. I'll keep you posted if anything's wrong. My dad did have myasthenia gravis years and years ago. My dad's no longer living, and my aunt did have Lou Gehrig's disease. So there is a bad gene in my family. And obviously I don't want to have that gene. So there's the patchwork. That page is done. And let's go ahead and paint. I'm going to paint. I love painting birds. By the way, I'm running out of my birds. So these are used with a stamp. And that one over there is used with a stamp. I do have video I put up a long time ago where I freehanded painting with a bird. And that's what I'm going to do here. There's a YouTuber, I really enjoy her work. I believe her name is like Diane. She's in my playlist. She did a lot of videos on birds, and that's who I learned from to do the birds from, was her, Diane. So I'm going to start like this blue. I get these are my Sketchbox paints. It's a great little travel tin. This was from one of the boxes that I opened a little while ago, probably like 6 months ago. So we're gonna go ahead and do the bird's body. This is how I learned it from Diane. Now I'm doing dry on dry. And you can still even see some of the white underneath. That's what I was saying, that this technique actually works better with acrylics, but I love painting with watercolors. Bump it out just a slight bit right here. So that's essentially our little birdie's body. I got my water over here, by the way. Yeah, put it closer. I put my Mod Podge brush in the water, but it's okay. It's okay. I didn't want that Mod Podge to get really saturated. So I'm gonna let this dry. And I'm gonna start a little feather thing here in the back. It's like, let's see how I want my feathers to go. Just gonna do something rough. The bird feathers. I'm trying not to touch the circle because I don't want any bleeding. I have a little napkin here. Probably use mostly one brush. I'm going to make a little crown here, because every bird needs a little crown. Let that dry. While this is drying, a little brown. Oh, that's not brown, that's red. Where's my brown? I really should have swatched this. That's purple. That's blue. There's my brown. I don't know where my swatch card is. I did swatch this, but I don't know where the card is right now. I'm gonna draw kind of like a log thingy here. Let that dry. Now I'm going to draw a wing, a little birdie wing. And I'm going to do a little bit more green in it. Add a little bit. There we go. Sorry, I messed up my yellow. It's okay. It's watercolors. I'm going to do a little bit of a wing. That's way too green for me, but that's okay. I can lighten it up. Lighter. I'm going to take some of that. Put some little round dots here. Some dots. I know it doesn't look like much yet, but it will. I'm going to draw the little beak. Every bird needs a beak, right? And I think that it is dry enough for me to add a little beak. So I'm going to get a little eye. And then I do my little beak. There we go. And while I have this color nice, I'm going to go ahead and, since it's kind of dry down here, I feel safe enough to do the little feet. I kind of angle it this way. Kind of let it claw around the little log. Real simple. So I'm going to have to let this dry a little bit. Kind of want to give it more of a little bit belly. This washi tape is really gorgeous. This is by EB. I believe I have a discount code to it. I'll leave it in the description box below if you're interested. But that's where this washi tape is from. Oh, that's really pretty. I like that. That's pretty. So I'm still waiting for this to dry. While it's drying, let's go ahead and do a little decorating. So all I'm gonna do is doodles with my gel pens. I'm just drawing little circles. I'm back. Everything seems dry. I'm just going to do a little bit of accents on my hearts, just to kind of make it look scrappy looking. And then, still going to mess with this bird. I don't know why, but I feel like it needs a few little more decorations. So I'm adding a little bit of decorations over here. I'm probably going to mess with it too much, but I just can't help it. And a few little model dots over here, because I love the gel pen effect. I think the most important thing is to have fun and keep experimenting and not shooting for perfection. And there's my little bird. There's my little bird and his little bird friend. So this was page 7. Let me just go back. This I did off camera. It was like, what was page 7 about? Page 7 was torn edges. So I made a little torn pocket, put some torn pieces of paper on it, and then I have the torn edges on some watercolor doodles that I did, and I put it in the pocket. Very simple. Page 8 was painted pages, painted the bird, and page 9 was the patchwork. So maybe you can see it, maybe you can't, but there's patchwork underneath it. All right, guys, I so appreciate you joining me today to see what I did for the challenge. I'm putting pages numbers there, and I hope to do some more later on this week. Thanks for joining me today. Happy crafting. See you in the next video. Bye.